All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 2025 Online Fledgling Student Showcase Exhibition with Zen and the Art of Art. I'm Alice. I'm the Project and Events Manager. Jacqueline Hill and Art of Heart are located in Brisbane, Australia, and I'm in the US and North Carolina. We have artists from all around the world with artworks in the exhibition. They're with us here in Zoom. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi.
And then everyone's guests are joining us via the event live stream on Facebook. So, okay, before we start, if all artists in the Zoom will please go on mute, and at the end of the tour, we'll go off mute so we can congratulate everyone during the announcements of the awards. Um, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let me go ahead and do this. So here we are. We are outside the exhibit, just waiting to go in. Look at all these beautiful artworks that are coming in. So there is your sneak peek, and I'm going to stop share now. And inside are all the gorgeous artworks, which we'll get to shortly. Now I'm going to hand it over to our award-winning artist and our sensei teacher at Zen and the Art of Art, Jacqueline Hill.
Thank you, Alice. Welcome everyone to Fledgling's 2025 Showcase Exhibition. We're going to show you some amazing artworks that have been created by students in our online dojo membership, we call it, at Zen and the Art of Art. And so I want to just give you a little bit of a quick introduction on what we do in this little business, because it's a lot. There's a few different aspects of the business to share with you, as a really brief overview. The first thing is the main thing that we're here for is the online dojo, which I'll come to in a second. But the sort of umbrella business name that I've got for the entire thing is Art at Heart. So Art at Heart was started in 2001 when I gave up my IT career and started painting. And I painted a signal box in an art competition and actually won a prize, top 10 out of 300, which blew me away. And so I got lots of jobs from that, and it kind of built from there. So it was Art at Heart. I was finally following my heart and doing what I really had a passion for, rather than sitting at a computer all day, every day, writing engineering software. So Art at Heart is where it all started. And I've got a website called artatheart.com.au. And you can see here that I provide art classes and I do art commissions like pet portraits. I've done hundreds and hundreds of pet portraits for people. And I sell my paintings as well. So you can go in there and have a look at the paintings that I've created that are available for sale. I also do murals, and I'll show you a few more of those in a second. But basically any sort of commission I will accept, but I really focus on painting nature and animals is my main thing. And if you would like to know the kind of overarching philosophy, it's kind of my life's goal, or my life's purpose is to bring more joy and beauty into the world. So that means that every painting that I create it's really important to me that it's full of beauty, but definitely full of joy. So that's just a brief overview of the Art at Heart. But what I've got next in our list is the illusion murals. If you want to see a little bit about the murals that I paint, they've kind of become a bit famous and even world famous now, being on the #1 page of Reddit at one point. Is I create these huge illusion murals, so they're trompe l'oeil paintings, and some of them are massive. Some of them are like 50 square meters, all the way down to tiny little dolls' houses. So it's a ton of fun, and you can see behind Alice's screen. She's got a photo of one of these murals there in behind her today. So you can have a close look at that. And the other thing is the Zen and the Art of Art is the place where we, so if we flick over to the Zen and the Art of Art website, this is the brand that I have put together for the online teaching. So people asked me to start teaching them how to paint at one stage years and years ago. And I've ended up writing a book called Zen and the Art of Art, where I've written down all my philosophies for how I teach. And I've had astounding results with adults who start from complete beginning of not being able to draw, coming all the way through to be able to paint like a master and win awards and become selling artists in a very short period of time. And the way that I do it is through a Zen mindset. So you can see here the book, but everything in the book is about how the whole idea of Zen mind versus modern mind that I've developed, and using the mindset approach and the Zen mindfulness approach in our teaching in the classroom when you're learning art with me has made such astounding breakthroughs for each of the students. It's just been, it still constantly amazes me how fast people get through their learning and get their skills so powerful in such a short period of time using this unique teaching methodology. So it's an international online art school now, zenartart.com. So it's aimed only at adults. Adults learn to draw and paint even if you've never been able to draw a stick figure before. And we have a total 5-year program that it's like an academy program that you can come and learn how to draw, how to paint, even if you've never done anything like that before. So we've got several levels of membership so that it's affordable for everyone. When you jump onto this website, dojo.zenartart.com, then you can come in here and have a look at the options where you can come in and just try little mini courses for starting at $10 US, or you can join a live workshop that's live on Zoom with me every now and then, or you can join the membership and learn how to draw and how to paint in a structured program from the very beginning, building your foundations of your skills in the beginner's pathway and then moving on afterwards to the adventurer's pathway. And you'll see some examples of what people are achieving with that, with the different, can you just scroll down a little smidge? I think it's just down below, isn't it? No. Sorry, it must be up above. There's levels where you can start at beginner's pathway and then move on to the adventurous pathway. Actually, I'll just show you here in this. I don't know if you can see what I'm holding up here, but this is kind of the 5-year program that starts with the first year of beginners, and then you go to 4 more years if you want to stay and you get really addicted to the delicious skill building and the fun and friendship that you enjoy in the membership. So that's how that works. There's different levels of membership. As I mentioned, there's the basic membership and then the most popular one, which is the Academy Learning. And then there's an elite membership where you can get a lot more one-on-one help with me while you're creating your paintings, and you can learn some even more advanced techniques than is supplied in the standard, most popular membership program. So the other thing that people can enjoy after that, after they've got some skills up in the membership, is to come and join an international online art retreat. So we run these art retreats and people come in from all over the world from our membership and learn all sorts of fun new techniques. But the best fun of all that people have is the friendship and camaraderie and laughter that we all have together on the art retreat, which is it's kind of what we have in the membership, with the friendship and the bonding that happens between all these beautiful like-minded spirits that are in the membership who are so kind and supportive of each other, that it's extended even more when we meet in person at these beautiful locations that my husband and I scout for and find, where we stay in a gorgeous resort in a beautiful location, and we draw and paint our little hearts out together in real life. So these are luxury holidays that are completely guided. So I'm your tour guide and I look after you for the whole program. And it's a combination of traveling and exploring as well as painting together from what we've taken photos of, and painting on location, all that sort of stuff. So we're currently actually preparing for our next retreat, which is in Bali in 2026 in March. We haven't actually put it onto this website because it's nearly sold out. It's possibly going to close next week for bookings. So it's nearly sold out, and we haven't even done any launch or promotion for it at all. So without any advertising or anything, this next retreat for next year is completely pre-booked and nearly full. So that's a testament to how much fun people have on the previous retreats. They just want to keep coming back and have a lot more fun. And I personally really love it. It's so much fun that we have on those things. So if anyone's interested in the Bali retreat, it's probably only one more week that we're going to have the bookings open, and then we'll close them off. So let me know. Just contact us on the Contact Us page. There's a button right at the top of that page, or on any of our pages. If you click Contact Us, then you'll be able to send an email. It comes straight through to me. So the Fledglings Exhibition. So the reason why I chose the name Fledglings is I feel like the members come in to the online dojo completely. Oh, by the way, the word dojo has come from the idea of the Zen philosophy and training. It's kind of almost like a martial arts term of it's in Japan when you're learning martial arts with a sensei who's teaching you. You go into a building called a dojo, which is literal translation is the place of the way. So it's where you learn all your skills and mindset and techniques. So we call our classroom the dojo. So that's why DOJO. That's why I'm referring to that. You can read more about that in the book. But the fledgling name is, I feel like my students, they're so precious to me. We make sure that everything is very kind and positive and encouraging in our membership, and friendly. So I feel like I'm a big fluffy mother hen with fluffy feathers, and I've got all my little chickens under my wings. And when the little chickens are just starting to get a bit braver and getting their feathers and they're fledging, then they're just teetering on the edge of the nest, being a little bit braver, and they're just about to launch and fly. So it's that kind of moment in time that we're capturing here with fledglings. These are some of these artists have been very nervous about entering an artwork, but when you see the artworks, you'll probably say to yourself, why? Because they're amazing. But that's the natural thing for a student to feel very nervous about what they're doing, and is it good enough, and all that sort of stuff. So this is kind of that moment where the artists are just getting a little bit braver and just launching out into the world and showing their amazing artworks publicly. So that's where the name comes from. We've got all of the people who are exhibiting in this exhibition are in our online membership, our online dojo. And we have artists from all around the world. So we've got artists from USA, Canada, New Zealand, and all around Australia. So I think, oh yeah, and the one last thing I wanted to mention is I'll get Alice to show you around the online exhibition, which is really good fun. I really recommend. After this opening event, we're going to put it on the web page for fledglings. Alice will show you where that is. And I want you to share it with your friends, enjoy it in your own time, have another look at the opening event, whatever you want to do, but you can actually wander through the gallery. It's an online gallery. So just like you do in a real gallery like this one, if you can wander around through and look closely at a painting and read the little card and step back and then look at another painting and walk all the way through the room. So Alice will show you how that works. But the difference with this year is we've got a slightly smaller exhibition this year. We've decided to do a showcase exhibition, which is just a selection of only 19 of the most exclusive artworks for lots of different reasons. Not that they're the best artworks that any of our students have created. They're just the artworks that each student is the most proud of. So this is a very exclusive exhibition. It's not as big as the last year's exhibition. We're calling it a showcase. It's just showing a really lovely sampler set of some of the artworks that the students have created. So I really hope you enjoy the exhibition. I'll officially declare it open and I'll pass it over to Alice to show you how to get around the online gallery.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jackie. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. And you can see here that we're at the Fledgling 2025 exhibition website. Now, how did I get here, though? So when we are at the zenandtheart.com website, if you do / and then Fledgling, that will shortcut you straight to the 2025 exhibition. So that is how you would get to it. Within about 24 hours, we should have the gallery. It will be right in this spot right here where you can actually go in and take a look yourself and wander around. And then later we will have replays of the opening ceremony and even some highlights, and they'll be down in here. But also I wanted to point out, while you're on this website, you can meet the artists. And down here we have everyone's pictures and a little bit of the artist bio, if you will. So you get the chance here to meet all of the artists that are in the exhibition. And there's our beautiful Sensei Jackie at the end, keeping us all wrangled. So I am briefly going to show you how to get into the exhibition. Here we are outside and how to maneuver once you do get to go. So in the lower right-hand corner will be your arrows to go forward and back. I'm not going to go too forward, left and right. And then if there is an artwork that you are particularly interested in, once you go in, you can click on that artwork. You look right here. And it will give you information. It'll tell you who the artist is. If you click the I button up here in the upper right, the title, the medium, the size, if it's for sale or not, and a little note that the artist said about the painting. If the artwork is for sale and you're interested in purchasing, if it is for sale and you're interested in purchasing, down here in the lower right hand corner is the request button, and you can just send us a note here letting us know you're interested, and then we can go ahead and send you the details. You can also reach us at dojo@zenandtheart.com, and that will let us know as well that you're interested. So I am going to go ahead and stop sharing and turn this back over to Jackie so she can talk a little bit more about some other things for you. Jackie?
Okay, so that email address that Alice mentioned, if you're not actually inside the exhibition, you're interested in chatting about how to buy one of the artworks, the email address is dojo at, is it Zen Art? No, it's dojo at art at heart. So it's three words, ARTATHEART.com.au. So dojo at art@heart.com.au. And that comes straight through to all of us. And so one of us will pick it up and let you know exactly how to go about purchasing the artwork. So thank you for that, Alice. It's really easy to make your way around the exhibition. And while I'm chatting about the artworks, I'm going to take you on a guided tour now. And Alice is going to push the buttons and zoom in on the paintings for me. So the way I'm going to do what I'm going to cover next is we're going to do a guided tour first. And I'll just focus in on the paintings here and there and just highlight the things that I was blown away with each of the paintings and show you why the skill that each of these complete beginners has exhibited in each of the artworks is so amazing. So we'll go through and do a really close look at each of the paintings. There's only a handful of them. It's a very exclusive showcase of artworks. And then after that, I'll announce the awards. So as I'm going around, I will let you know for each of the artworks whether they've been shortlisted. So if an artwork is shortlisted for the prizes, it means that they may have won one of the first prizes for each of the categories of beginners or adventurers or elite. And there's also another category of pottery, which you can see sitting on the plinths. So I forgot to mention that I do actually also teach pottery here live in the in-person dojo right behind me. Through the door back there is a pottery dojo where students come in, adults who come in and learn how to create ceramic artisan pieces. So we've got a showcase selection of those as well to show you. So there's a pottery category as well. By the way, our in-person location is in the western suburbs of Brisbane, Australia. And so for each of those categories, we're having a first prize, but there's also a couple of other prizes. There's a grand champion prize, and there's also Artist of the Year award that we have. So I'll let you know about those at the end. But for all of the artworks that I mentioned that are shortlisted for prizes, there's also another category called highly commended. So if an artwork is such a standout artwork that it's got to win something, but we have to have given a first prize to another artwork, we'll mark them as highly commended. And that means that the artist can then put it on their resume to say that they're an award winner at the Fledgling's 2025 art exhibition. And the actual award was highly commended, and they'll receive a certificate. So I'll let you know who has got each of those individual awards at the very end. But as I go through the tour here, I will highlight the ones that have been shortlisted for prizes. Okay, hopefully that's all clear. All right, so let's get started then and have a look at the first artwork, which is an absolutely beautiful watercolor. I want to pop my glasses on here because I've got some really nice notes that the artists have let me know about. So this is a watercolor called Ginger Plant by Laurel Janke. So Laurel said, Laurel came in as a complete beginner in 2021, and she said she loves this artwork because it just happened. She didn't do any sketch. She sat in front of a plant with her travel watercolor set, and using the skills that she's learned in the beginner's pathway and adventurer's pathway that she's been enjoying, and also the online retreats where I've taught how to do on location sketching and painting, she's managed to knock out this beautiful painting of a ginger plant just by sitting there and looking at it with her own eyes, which I think is astounding. But that's not why I've shortlisted this for one of the awards. It's because her mastery of watercolor in this painting is so spot on. It's like the work of a master watercolorist. So she's showing so many different skills in this painting. It looks very simple, but actually it's very difficult to achieve. It's one of the hardest mediums, and she's nailed it. She has just got all of her brushwork and watercolor skills are really glowing in that one. So that is definitely shortlisted for the awards. And the next painting is a Banksia, a beautiful Banksia painting in oils by Sharon Cross. And this is a gorgeous painting because can you see the beautiful soft colors that she's used? They're very natural, very believable, very what you see in nature. She's got all the shapes and tones are gorgeous. We talk about tones in the learning as well. Tones are like the darks and the lights. It's also known as values. So she's got everything is working in this painting. She's also someone that started a few years ago and has now traveled through the adventurers. This is one of the adventurers paintings that's I think it might be about year 3 of the academy program that we've got available here. But she's used so many different skills in her painting repertoire of painting this in oil, and the color mixing is so masterful. It's very, very natural and believable. So fabulous painting. The next one we've got is from a beginner who's only just recently started. This is a fairy wren in watercolor by Randy Estes from Chicago in the USA. And she's only just started. Now, she didn't know at the very beginning how to draw at all. So she's learnt drawing now, and now she's launched into watercolor, and she's creating a painting like this is just amazing in only the first few months of learning with me. So I think that's a lovely, lovely painting. Congratulations on that one. And the next painting is from Kay Waters. It's a beautiful blue beetle. This one's painted in acrylics and mixed media. So on the retreats, I show all sorts of, and also in the online dojo and in our regular catch-ups. We have weekly catch-ups where people can ask me any question. I can get them out of a hole that they might have fallen in with a painting or something. And I also give lots of extra tips on how to do things. So this is a beautiful mixed media painting with a background that I've called the wow background. And she's used gorgeous color combinations to create this painting. It's a lovely, lovely painting. Well done. Kay actually made a comment to say that a beautiful bonus of being in this group is the opportunity to form friendships with kind, like-minded, and inspiring people from all around the world. So that's just lovely. It's the friendship and the bonding in the group is one of the most wonderful parts of it for some people. So the next painting that we'll have a look at is a pastel painting. So you're probably gathering along the way here that people are painting in all sorts of different mediums. We've got a very structured approach where you can actually explore the foundation skills in each of the mediums, from drawing to charcoal to pastel to watercolor to acrylics and oils and mixed media. You don't do them all at once. You just focus on each of the mediums and get your confidence up first, and then move on to the next one. So there's tons of variety in this course. And Jackie is one of our superstar artists, and she said that she's been struggling to get tone and texture in her pastels, but she feels like she really nailed it in this painting. And I totally and utterly agree. Isn't that a gorgeous, masterful painting, that one? Beautiful painting. Thanks, Jackie. The next painting is from a complete beginner. It's an apple painting. And our students sometimes laugh about the apple painting because I torture them with doing the apple painting a few times over in different mediums. So this is our iconic beginner's painting. And it's a really interesting thing that people discover that painting the same subject in different mediums is a completely different approach. So you don't realize that until you actually start to get mastery in the skills of each of these mediums. But Christy Borfitz from Broomfield, Colorado in USA has pulled out this amazing painting as a real beginner. So this one is in acrylic. So I think this is just an amazing painting for a beginner, showing hard edges, soft edges, tonal mastery, blending mastery, so many master. Acrylics is a tough medium to do blending in, and she's done it beautifully. So she said that she's learnt to slow down. So within the dojo and within these lessons, she's learnt to slow down, observe without judgment, and she can now approach the blank page and life with curiosity rather than fear. That's amazing that Christy's getting that out of an art teaching program. I'm very, very proud to see that painting. This one has been shortlisted for the awards. It's fabulous. So the next painting that we'll move to is an oil painting called The Grape Escape. I love that title for this one. So in this lesson, all of these paintings that you've seen so far have been done in structured lessons in the membership. So it's a huge variety of subjects, styles, mediums, techniques, skills. It's the widest range of skills and techniques and subjects of any teaching program that I'm aware of in the world. But Wendy has created this fabulous painting. She's a beginner. This is actually a beginner's pathway painting. But in the lesson, you learn how to do it step by step. And she said when she submitted this painting that she's so proud that she managed to achieve this artwork. After thinking at the very, very beginning, she thought, there's no way I can do this. She thought she could never paint painting like that when she looked at it at the beginning. And then she's done it. It's amazing. What an amazing achievement. So congratulations, Wendy's. Pushing through the bravery and achieving something like that is just brilliant. So this painting has also been shortlisted for the awards. The next one is a very different one. It's a mixed media painting from Tracy Minster. It's called The Bells Phase Lace Monitor. There's a story with this beautiful painting. Can you see all these gorgeous color combinations in this painting? And it's got such a perfect focal point on the lace monitor that's in the middle. It's lots of mixed media, so there's some serviettes in there that I show a technique where you can sort of blend and merge patterned paper in with your acrylic painting. Lots of different mediums in here. And this painting actually happened after we went on a walk in the last retreat to 1770, where it's a town where Captain Cook landed on Australia's shores for the first time in the year 1770. So that's what they've called the town. And we went on this butterfly walk, which is Joseph Banks, who was the botanist on the ship. Then he walked up this way and spotted all this beautiful nature and butterflies and so on. And so the group walked up there, and Tracy was walking on her own at one point where there's people up above and there's people behind, and she came through a little pathway on her own with no other people around. And this lace monitor, which is, I don't know, for people overseas, it's a monitor is like like the Komodo dragon, but not as big. It's like a goanna. So, but the lace monitor is like a goanna with beautiful patterning on it. And so after she got this unbelievable photo of this, we thought it must have been her totem animal sending her a message or something. It was such a moment where this lace monitor was right there. No one else saw it. It went before anyone else came along. And so it's such a special moment. And she's managed to paint it in such a beautiful contemporary way with such mastery of colour and shape and tone and everything, that this has definitely been marked as shortlisted for the awards. So she says this was one of the first paintings she's ever created from her own reference photo. But I just remember this beautiful painting takes me back to that moment when she told me the story of this beautiful, amazing lace monitor, which we looked up afterwards, and it's called a Bell's Phase Lace Monitor. So it was a wonderful subject. Congratulations, that's shortlisted for the awards. The next painting is from our beautiful Joyce. So this is an oil painting called My Blue. Oh,
Jackie, we've
there's a
got
pot. Oh,
pottery.
sorry, we've got a pottery one first. I'll come back to the Joyce's painting. So in our pottery dojo, we've got this beautiful lady called Inbal Byron, and she is creating the most amazing pots using her skills of illustration. They're so creative that everyone in the dojo, in the pottery dojo, looks at them and just goes, wow. Every time she creates a new piece, we just go, what? That is so beautiful and so different. There's nothing like any of us could create. They're so unique and so totally Inbal that she's now selling her pieces, and this pot is available for only $70. It's a medium-sized dish. The colors are absolutely beautiful. So this photo's not really showing how beautiful and soft these colors are, but the illustration that she does on her pieces and the different fun shapes is so uniquely Inbal. She's now set up a website called potterybyinbal.com, I think, or .com.au. You'll find it. And I just think this piece is absolutely gorgeous. And it's from a whole series. So fabulous work from Inbal. So congratulations on that lovely piece. So let's move on to the next painting, which is the one by Joyce. This is an oil. It's called My Blue Heaven. And Joyce is absolutely addicted to painting and drawing flowers. She's got the most amazing garden full of flowers. She has agapanthus. This flower is, she has agapanthus in her garden. And when she was painting this painting, all she could think about is the beautiful agapanthus in her garden. So this is a particularly amazing painting because when Joyce first started, she was so nervous and so scattered about her approach because she was so terrified of the whole thing that she really struggled. But now, a few years later, she is producing amazing, masterful artworks like this, which is this is one of the most amazing artworks she's created. I think it's just absolutely stunning. The background's kind of like a really muted, dark teal green, which just really sets off the painting. And her construction of this painting is just totally spot on. So that is definitely shortlisted for the awards. She's never painted before and she's achieving things like that. So the next painting's a bit of a special one. Oh, sorry, we're on another pottery. Sorry, I've got these. Okay, yes. So this is another pottery artisan ceramic piece from our Debbie Steph in the Pottery Dojo. And she's called this one Wise Old Fellow. Now, Debbie is really, really skilled she's built skills after starting from like doing just tiny little, we call them pinch pots, where you just squish the clay and create tiny little pots. Now she's doing these amazing artisan pieces. A couple of years later, she's just doing incredible things. And it's a reasonably high sculpture. It's about a foot high. And this rabbit is so gorgeous and so adorable in real life, but she does all sorts of animals. And then she does these amazing plates, illustrated plates. And this is just one item of her amazing range of skills that are so uniquely Debbie. They're just wonderful. Isn't that a beautiful piece? I wish I could show you all of them. And so the next one from our very, very special artist, our Alice. This is called Tea with Mermaids. And this was an artwork that was created on the last retreat as well. I shared a technique with everyone that broke through a whole pile of traditional ways of painting and creating artworks and busted it into mixed media and really having some fun. And I actually challenged people with a restricted color palette. So and it was kind of a random choice of the colors, which can be really confronting. But what came out of this for Alice was this amazing, gorgeous painting, which then triggered a whole pile of ideas in her mind. And she actually sat down on the way home to the USA after the retreat. She's in North Carolina, USA. She penned a long bit of writing of a whole story of, it's called Tea with Mermaids. So this whole story has now, it's been, this painting's been this like catalyst of exploding creativity, that she's now planned a book, an illustrated book. And from that, the next trigger was she's got more ideas for a series of books. So I think that's just amazing, that opening up a thing like that on a retreat through this art technique, to have that cascading effect of creativity, is so exciting that she's actually asked me to be her illustrator for the book. So I'm excited about that as well. So watch out for that. Alice Peschel Swain and her Tea with Mermaids book series that's coming up. So she says she's truly amazed and proud of the final artwork. And it's veered her in this amazing direction. So she's only just started painting and drawing with me in like just 2022. So amazing that that sort of end result can come out. Incredible, Alice. The next painting we've got is by Jean Thelwell, who's in the USA. And she calls this one cephalopods. So the octopus, multiple octopus in this beautiful painting. So this is one of the lessons where I showed how to do an interesting effect with acrylic and watercolor, and really making sure that you're very impressionist and loose and really enjoying the texture and the excitement that you can get with that technique. So everyone's allowed to be as creative as they want with these paintings. And of course, because once you've developed your foundation skills, then you can branch out and you don't have to do exactly what I've done in a lesson. You can bake it your own painting. And so Jean's celebrating that idea by creating this gorgeous little number. So I love that painting. Let's have a look at the next one, which is another version of the same lesson. Can you see how different the two end results are? People have got a choice. They can change the colors, they can change even the subjects and all sorts of things in the paintings. And that's lovely, because then we get to see a whole range of unique, creative, individual artworks. So this one is called, it looks like they're having a conversation, and the title of it is called It Was How Big? And this is by Ali McHattie, who's in New Zealand. And I love this end result of this painting, because it's totally captured the excitement of this conversation between the two, but it's got the beautiful contemporary techniques that I was showing in the painting. And Ali says she's so proud of it. It brings her so much pleasure that because her husband, when he saw this painting, he immediately wanted it to be framed. So I think that's lovely. Ali says that she knew it was possible to learn to be an artist. Oh, she never knew, this is a quote that Ali jotted down for us. She never knew it was possible to learn to be an artist. She'd always assumed that it was a gift and a yearning one had to be born with. And so when she first joined up, she did a thing that I was doing called the 5-day challenge, which I taught people who couldn't draw a stick figure to draw and shade beautiful paintings of animals by the end of the 5 hours of teaching. And she said the 5-day challenge blew my mind, and she learned more with me in those 5 days than she could ever believe possible. And now she can draw and paint and sketch like she had no idea that was possible for her. So that's just lovely. I just think that painting's absolutely gorgeous. The next painting we've got is from Sharon Luther in California, USA. Now, Sharon's one of our elite members. So this painting has come from a set of techniques that I showed the elite members how to create a semi-abstract painting. And each elite member, you'll see in a second, each person from the same lesson has created completely different artworks, which is fantastic. And at the same time, I challenged them to paint big. So this is a huge painting. It is 61 centimeters by 91 centimeters. So it's almost a meter wide. For a beginner who's, Sharon's just come out of the beginner level and is coming into adventurers. And for her to be able to paint a meter wide painting of this level is astounding. With one lesson that I showed them how to do this technique. So I just love this painting. This painting is so full of joy. It's definitely shortlisted for the prizes. I just think that's amazing. It's called The Mermaid. So unique and so totally Sharon. I couldn't paint something like this. It's just such a unique style. I can see it hanging on a professional, National Gallery wall. So love that painting. And I love the next painting as well from another elite member, Jeanette Cash, who's in Queensland, Australia. So this is called Lion's Gate Portal. This is another huge painting. This is nearly a meter wide as well. So Jeanette Cash was very, very nervous about this whole process. She was shaking in her little boots because the elites had never attempted anything like this before. I showed them how to do the semi-abstract method and then incorporate the realism in a certain way. And you can see how different these two paintings are. They're so uniquely the individual artist's style. It's got the definite hand of that artist in each painting. And personally, I'm astounded at what the elites are achieving. In such a short time, we only released the elite membership in the middle of last year, and I can't believe what these gang have been doing. So Jeanette Cash, the Lion's Gate Portal, is look at the piercing eyes of that lion looking right at us. I'm sure his eyes will follow us around the room if we had this painting on the wall in the room. I just think it's glorious, this painting. So definitely shortlisted for the awards. This is from someone who used to trace the images on her canvas because she couldn't draw. She went to the 5-day drawing class and voila, she could draw. So she loves it, being able to draw now. So congratulations on being shortlisted. The next painting is we've got a streak of our elite members here. So this is Sharon Farnell. We've got a few Sharons in our membership. So this is our Shaz. We call her Shaz. So Shaz has created a painting in oil called Silent Royalty. And this is from one of the adventurers lessons where I'm celebrating the idea of how to paint white without painting white. So this is a sulphur-crested cockatoo. It's a classic Australian bird. We've got them living on the property here. There's a whole family of them here, and we love them, these big, loud, boisterous birds that live so many years and are so clever. So this sulphur-crested cockatoo, his feathers are all completely white. But in this lesson, I showed the students how to paint shimmering colours in the shadows of the white, and also how to paint a bird without hardly painting a single feather. And her end result of this, I probably couldn't tell the difference between mine and hers. Like if I saw them both, I wouldn't know which one's which. I can't believe she's pulled out such a masterful painting. She's so dedicated to her learning. Um, so she said that the experience of doing this lesson really opened her up. She stepped right out of her comfort zone. She doubted that it was going to work, but it really, really did work. So this one has been shortlisted for the awards as well. It's a fabulous painting. Congratulations, Sharon. The next one is from our Susan. She's also an elite member, but she's done of all of her gorgeous paintings. Susan chose to submit this one because she was so proud of what she achieved in it. So this is one of the adventurers lessons where the students learn how to paint a scene of Venice using acrylic paint, and they need to achieve both reflections in the water and perspective. So Susan has nailed both, because in this painting she's achieved the atmospheric perspective, is what I call it, of the buildings getting paler into the distance. Everything gets paler into the distance, and the beautiful silhouette at the front is strong and dark, and also perspective. So Susan struggled with perspective, like every other artist struggles with perspective initially until you really understand it, but she's got it now, and she has managed to achieve the perspective in those windows at the front of the buildings so beautifully. That's a really wonderful achievement, Susan. She says she's so proud of the perspective in the buildings and the reflections in the water in this painting. She started as a complete and utter beginner when she started on this program, and it hasn't been that long, and now she's achieving paintings like that. She says she also loves being in the membership because she's created I've created such a safe place for her to learn and make friends. So that's just wonderful. Congratulations on a beautiful painting, Susan. And our next painting is from lovely Lois Mitchell. It's called Sunflowers. This is one of the lessons where I teach the students how to create a really thickly textured painting. So this is a mixed media painting. It's acrylic and mixed media. And this one, if I could turn this painting to show you the texture, it's really, really exciting, thick texture on this painting surface. So this is the first time one of the first two times that they've learned how to use this technique. And it's quite daunting when a beginner starts to learn how to do this. But Lois has really nailed it. She really enjoyed in this painting learning to let the texture and the colors sparkle through. So I've mentioned this in the book, but in the teaching, we talk about Zen mind and modern mind and the battle between the two. These are just terms that I've kind of made up, modern mind. And so it's very easy to allow modern mind to overtake and try and tidy everything up, especially in a painting like this. And Lois has totally won the battle between Zen mind and modern mind, and she's completely got a totally successful result with this very tricky technique of getting the sparkle of the texture to show through. So congratulations, Lois. That is a beautiful painting. She said originally she'd always wanted to paint flowers. And when she saw our little short course on how to draw, she thought now is the time. And when she did that course and ended up drawing beautiful chickens and penguins, she said it opened up a whole new world when she discovered that drawing could actually be learned. So lovely, lovely work, Lois. That is the end of the guided tour of the exhibition. So I will hand it over. Do I hand it over now? Where am I?
Recap your phrases and
yes, okay, got it. I know where I am in my whole program now. I got so absorbed in those beautiful artworks. I didn't know where I was. I'm just totally in like art mind. It's just so gorgeous seeing all that delicious color. I find when I look at beautiful color like that, my mouth starts watering. I'm very weird like that. I think there's some bodily reaction when I see color and joy, like I've just seen. I just go, it's so yummy. My mouth is watering. What's wrong with me? I need help. So thank you every single artist who's like nervous little grasshopper in the dojo, who's been brave enough to enter their art in this exhibition. And I hope you've all seen that when you take your artwork that you think is like, yeah, it's all right, and you take that beautiful artwork that I can see how good it is, and we put it into a frame in a classy exhibition, and you look at it on the wall and you go, wow, it is actually quite a good artwork, because they're all beautiful artworks. I'm so proud of this exhibition. Look at these pieces. They're like, there's so many of them are like world-class artworks that could easily be hanging in public galleries, selling galleries. So congratulations for being so brave to put your artworks in. I encourage everyone to get into this gallery and really enjoy browsing through in your own time and just really having a good look at each of these gorgeous artworks. So people who are on Facebook watching this live stream run live, if you would like to put a comment in under the post, we would love it if you put a comment on which artworks are your favorites. So anyone who comes in and has a look at the Facebook post, if you can put comments in there to tell us which artworks are your favorites and why, we would love to hear that. And just give the artists some lovely compliments on their beautiful works that they were so nervous to enter and put into this exhibition. So reminders, if anyone would like to buy one of these paintings, if they happen to be for sale, then don't forget you can just click that little envelope button or email this email address, dojo@art@heart.com.au. And remember, if you want to go straight to the website, it's zenartart.com/fledgling with no S at the end. If you want to go straight to where the gallery is to have a look. So I'm about to do the awards presentation now. And I want to, before I mention these prizes, what I want to do is to say that I want every artist to remember, and people who are watching as well, because a lot of people are not going to agree with the judging, and that's completely normal, completely natural. But the thing is that you always got to remember, artists and viewers, that judging is subjective. So the judges have got a history, a set of memories, and a set of tastes of what they like, what they don't like, all sorts of things going on in each person's mind that can influence how the judging ends up being. What we do is we try and have the judges keep in mind categories of like what the criteria are. So what we're looking for is mastery in their skills. So we're looking for mastery of the craft. So there's some art exhibitions that you might see where some really extreme, edgy, contemporary artworks win over people who've got complete mastery of the craft, which you might find a bit annoying. But what we're trying to do is show a mastery of the craft. We're also doing awards for the composition, so what's gone into the painting, so the creativity, the composition, showing shapes, tones, and colors. So showing that they've actually learnt what was taught and just excelled with it. They've kind of nailed the technique in the lesson. And also there's an emotional level as well. When the painting brings an emotion of some sort, that's wonderful to see. And the creativity, uniqueness, all of those sort of things is what we have chosen the awards based on, right? So I'll run through the awards and let you know why each of them was chosen in a minute. But I just want everyone to remember that judging is subjective. Often people won't agree with the final results of judging. So you must never, ever be upset at not winning a prize. This goes for all of you artists. This is the first lesson in remembering that judging is subjective. You can't predict the outcome. It depends on the person or persons who are doing the judging. So do not be disappointed if the result isn't what you are hoping for. So one problem that we had was the judging was very difficult because there's so many good artworks in this exhibition. That makes our life a misery because we just want to give so many awards and we can't. So we had to just stick with one winner per category and then some highly commended prizes, right? So remember to say everything. Alice, have I covered everything before we get launched into the awards?
Sure. Did you want to mention the prizes for each of the categories?
Yeah, so yeah, I'll do that now. Yep. So has everyone got their champagne in hand for the prize presentation? We're at the gallery opening. It's morning here in Australia, New Zealand, and it's evening in the US. But if you've got your yeah, when you're a green screen, it's a bit tricky. So let's get going on these awards. So we're switching to.
Just a reminder that everyone can unmute now. All of our artists, you can go ahead and unmute so that
Yeah, we'd love to hear you celebrating
exactly.
The announcement of each of the prizes.
So that we can congratulate the winners as they're announced. And looks like everybody's unmuted. Jackie, Joyce, can you unmute, please?
Okay. So
And
for anyone, it's not essential to unmute. It's just if you want to celebrate with us. If you find that you've got a lot of background noise or anything like that, then definitely leave yourself muted. But if you're unmuted, remember that we can all hear you. So let's get going with the prizes. So I'm going to announce, first of all, the highly commended, and then I'll announce the first place for each category of beginners, beginners, adventurers, and elites. And the first place is you get, for each of the prizes, you get lots of fame and not much fortune. So we've got a $50 art materials voucher for everyone who's won a first place. But the thing is that every single person who's shortlisted is going to get a certificate to say that they've won this award, whether it's highly commended or first place or grand champion or whatever. You will get a certificate sent to you. So they'll be organized next week. Don't harass us about has it come yet, because we just need to gather it all together and get it sorted. But we will let you know next week. All right. So the first section is the highly commended. Now I'm just going to read out each of the people who have won highly commended. So in the beginners level, highly commended goes to Wendy Vaughan for the Grape Escape in oil.
congratulations, Wendy.
Well done, Wendy.
Also in beginners, we've got highly commended goes to Tracy Minster for Bell's Phase Lace Monitor. Mixed media.
All right, that was beautiful.
Well done, beautiful painting. In adventurers, we've got the Sharon Cross's incredible Banksia oil painting.
Hey, Sharon.
Beautiful painting. Mastery there. And we've also got a highly commended award for My Blue Heaven by Joyce Grates.
Joyce.
Congratulations, Joyce. Beautiful painting. And in Elites, the highly commended prize goes to Sharon Farnell for her oil Silent Royalty.
Yay.
Well done, Sharon. Beautiful work, Shaz.
And for the okay, let's go to the first place awards now. So in pottery, now I don't know if she's watching at the moment, but in pottery, the first prize goes to the Create pot by Inbal Byron.
Beautiful. Well done, Inbal.
The skill and creativity that Inbal exhibits in her pieces, she's a perfectionist, but also at the same time, so she really has strongly mastered her skills of building, where at the beginning she was going, it'll be all right. And then, we pray to the kiln gods, but there might be a bit of a crack or an explosion or a glaze falling off inside the kiln. So the praying didn't work. But actually it's based on more the building skills. Well, Inbal's been really serious about focusing on her building skills now, and she doesn't have that happening anymore. She's actually now selling pieces on her website, and they're absolutely beautiful. If you go to see Pottery by Inbal, I need to have the web address. I'll share it later. But you can find her on Instagram as well, Pottery by Inbal, Inbal. Amazing pieces. They're so beautiful and so unique. The illustration and the colors and the shapes she does are so creative. We're always gobsmacked when we see them. So congratulations, Inbal, you in first place for the best ceramics piece.
Well done.
Fledgling 2025. Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Piece. The next one is an artwork from beginners. So this is the first place in beginners category, I will announce. It is a painting that has exhibited so many skills that are taught in beginners acrylics, and it's a challenging subject to do in acrylic paint. I'm building up Alice. Alice got a twitchy finger waiting to zero in on it. I'm just saying why first and then building the suspense. So she's exhibited so many skills in this painting at coming from complete beginner to this whole idea. The winner of first place for beginners is the apple painting in acrylics by Christy Borfitz.
Yay!
Congratulations.
See how she's. Congratulations, Christy. That is just amazing. So all the skills that have been displayed here with hard edges, soft edges. Can you see the back of the table is just out of focus because of the soft edge there? That's tricky to do with acrylics. Beautiful hard edges, beautiful tones, beautiful shapes. The composition's fabulous. Look at the shadow. You don't even really notice it, but you know it's a table. It's like an apple sitting on a table. And because she's nailed all the shadows and the tones in this painting, let alone the color mixing, everything about it, the highlights, the deep shadows, she's mastered all the tones so well that apple just hops off the canvas, doesn't it? You feel like you can reach. Does anyone else feel this way? You could just reach in and grab that apple and take a big bite out of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, because she's done all of those basic skills for all those little things that are very tricky to learn, but she's nailed all of them in this one painting. So that's why we awarded this one first place. It's fantastic. Well, congratulations, Christy. That's a very well-deserved prize.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
So the next category we've got is adventurers. So we're looking for the first place prize for adventurers. And this one is, some people might be surprised at this choice by the judges because it's such a simple painting. It doesn't look, to someone who doesn't know how difficult this medium is, they wouldn't necessarily know how much goes into this simple little painting, but actually it's exhibiting such mastery of skills that we just had to give it first place. So first place for adventurers goes to Laurel Janke with her
Yes.
watercolor.
Well
done, Laurel.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done.
Well
done.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yes,
Beautiful.
this is such a masterful painting. Like anyone who walked into this gallery would go, "Oh yeah, that's a pretty watercolor. That looks really nice. I like it." And then, but actually, behind the scenes, Laurel has mastered all the brushstroke techniques that I've shown. I give them weird names. So we have the tip, the flop, the run stroke, the sword stroke, the broad stroke. So anyone who's in the dojo, in the membership, you'll know what I'm talking. When you can see, as you go around the painting, you can see, oh yeah, there's a broad stroke, there's a sword stroke, there's a tip, there's a flop, there's not just that, there's also a dry brush stroke in there. If you were to look really closely at this, you could see little sparkles of the white paper showing through where she's done a broad stroke, a dry brush stroke. So she's done all of these brushstroke techniques that I teach in this one painting, but also she's mastered watercolor so much that she's managed to lay a brushstroke down and then just leave it alone. So this painting is full of freshness and joy as a watercolor painting because she hasn't fiddled with the painting. A lot of beginners will kind of fiddle away at the painting and go, I'll fix this, and then they've lost all the freshness. But Laurel's built her skills to such a point now where she can lay a brushstroke down and leave it, which is showing real mastery of watercolor. So that's why we've awarded her first place for this one. Congratulations, Laurel.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well done.
And just the fact that she said, oh yeah, I just sat down in front of a ginger plant and with my travel set and I just went ring, 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 and it just came out of my brush. And people have no idea that all those skills she's built have just fallen out onto that paper so easily. That's wonderful to get to that stage in your journey with your art. So the next one for the first place category is we want to look at elites. The elite members get a bit of extra one-on-one help and they get to also learn different techniques that are not in the standard pathway. The elite members are still doing their pathway. They've done the beginner's pathway for the first year. That's this. The first year is beginner's pathway, 4 modules of 3 months. And then in the second year is adventurers, third year is adventurers, and so on. So the elite members, most of them have been in about 2 years minimum, I think, in the pathway membership. But now they're learning some really different, wild and woolly techniques that are quite confronting as a new artist. But they're exhibiting so much bravery because I'm holding their hand through the whole process, and they get to check in with me on a regular basis, and I can help them get over any hurdles, kind of almost one-on-one, but it's just a small group of elite artists. So I want to share with you the prize winner, the first place prize winner for elite artworks. So for artworks painted by elite members, is the first place goes to Jeanette Cash for Lionsgate Portal, which is
Beautiful.
Yay.
Yay.
Well
Go,
deserved.
Cassie.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Jeanette has pushed through some real doubts about the process. This is a wild, different process that she'd never tackled before. It's a huge painting, which is really confronting as well. If you've only just been painting sort of smallish to medium paintings so far in your art journey, and then suddenly to be confronted with a huge canvas She's had lots of doubts in the process, but in the end, look at the amazing painting she's created. Oh my God, it is amazing. Look at that lion's face. And what I love about this painting is there's so much to enjoy in it. You could just, if you were to buy this painting and hang it on your wall, I'm not sure if she's going to let you, but if you were to buy this painting, hang it on the wall, you would be able to enjoy more and more and more things in it for many years to come, because your eyes can, I don't know if anyone's noticing this with their own eyes, you kind of travel all around and you go, oh, what's that there in the background? Oh, what's that bit of deliciousness there? That's gorgeous. And then you look at the lion's face and it's just so incredibly well drawn and executed. But also what people might not be aware of is this is a technique to add the lion into this crazy abstract background, is this, we have this mantra of less is more. So I don't know if you can notice that inside the lion's face, there's this gorgeous color madness going on, which is the artist, our Jeanette, has allowed to come through to the foreground of the painting by not hiding it with foreground paint. So that's a very brave thing to do, and she's completely nailed that technique. It's a really hard thing to achieve because modern mind will try and trick you into obliterating everything. And she's managed to have such control and mastery of her each brushstroke that she's managed to achieve that shimmering colors and textures coming through the lion's face. But then the eyes just drill into you, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, everyone?
Oh,
Absolutely
fabulous.
Beautiful.
You've done well, Jeanette.
An amazing painting. I can't believe how long did that take? A few months? A few months to just like, amazing. Oh my God. It's a fabulous painting. Congratulations.
It is a
Thank
fabulous
you.
painting.
Yeah.
So congratulations to all the first place winners and all the highly commended prize winners so far. We've also got an award that's kind of, we call it the best in show. This is the grand champion of the show. So this is a very special one. This is the painting that was such a complete standout that we just could not stop looking at it. We just kept coming back to it again and again. And we think that when you look at the whole entire collection, this painting just explodes off the wall with joy at you. So I would love to announce that for Fledgling's 2025, the grand champion, best in show, goes to Sharon Luther's mermaid painting.
Yay!
I love that.
Wow.
Well done, Sharon.
Well done. Congratulations.
Congratulations. It's fabulous.
Beautiful.
Yay, Sharon.
She's shaking her head. Yes, Sharon. Yes, Sharon. Yes, Sharon. No.
Yay!
Yes, Sharon. So, Alice, can you do me a favour and just back away from the wall a bit? And I want everyone to see what we saw. Just back up so you can see like the paintings all around as well. Can you see how this painting it's just leaping off the wall?
Yes.
It doesn't matter how far back you go in this exhibition, that painting is just such a stunner. Can you see what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you were in a gallery, if you'd walked into this gallery, like if I had walked into this gallery at the entrance and I look around, I would spot that painting from this far away. I'm this far away from that painting and I'm going, that's the first painting I want to look at. I'm going to walk straight over there to the other side of the gallery and I'm going to look at that one. So that's the kind of criterion we're talking about. You just go, oh my, and you get there and you go, oh, wow. And then you're looking at it and you're thinking, there's so much to see in there. Can we get a little bit closer? Thank you. So there's so much to enjoy in there. Remember, this is the same technique, the set of skills that I showed to the other elite artists as well. And look at how different each of the paintings are. I think I'm sounding really excited, aren't I? Because what I'm excited about is an artist who's not long out of beginner's pathway has managed to create a painting like this that I believe is good enough to hang in a contemporary gallery for sale for $5,000. It is worthy of being on a National Gallery wall or an art museum wall because it stands on its own so well. And you could look at it and say, oh yeah, but it's a bit of a naive style. That's to be honored in the contemporary world. It's a naive style. But what I love about it, it's totally Sharon Luther. It's totally and utterly, the entire painting from corner to corner is totally and utterly Sharon Luther. I could not paint this painting. I don't believe anyone else in the entire membership could paint this painting because it's got the hand of the artist so thoroughly through every brushstroke. And she puts so much heart and so much joy that's in her heart into this painting, and it's just exploding out. So we call Sharon our water baby because, I hope this is okay to share, because on retreat, if there's a swimming pool somewhere, if there's a beach somewhere, she's in the water. She's gorgeous. So for this is kind of almost like an expression of Sharon herself, the water baby being in the water in her happiest place that she could imagine. That's only because I know Sharon, but even if you didn't know Sharon, you didn't know that about her, you'd look at this painting and just the one word that leaps out at me when I look at this painting is joy.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Awesome.
Congratulations, Sharon. That is, I
Thank you so much.
fabulous
Glad
painting.
you all enjoyed it.
Yes.
Thank you. So that's the end of zeroing in on paintings. So we'll come out of the gallery now and come back to everyone because I've got one final award to announce, which I don't know, there's quite a number of new members here that might not have ever come across this idea. But we have a prize called the Artist of the Year Award. So can everyone just make sure that we can see you all properly with your cameras? Because it's one of the people that are here already. The Artist of the Year Award we select, it's not related to the it is related to the paintings in the exhibition, but it's more about this person's approach to their learning through the last year. So it's how they've treated themselves as an artist. It's how they've been with other artists in our beautiful online community. It's how they've treated other artists and how they've encouraged other artists. It's how they've needed support themselves and asked for support and received it and used it and flourished as a result of getting that support. It's how they've been so dedicated to their learning and they've been dedicated to actually doing the stuff even when it gets hard and pushing through to the other side. So that's kind of the criteria that we're referring to when we talk about Artist of the Year. And this person that we decided to award Artist of the Year to this year has struggled through, had some big challenges during the year. When I say big challenges, all of us have this every now and then where we have things come to us in life and they just smack us down flat to the ground. So she's had one or two of those, but still in the face of that, she's kept on pushing forward and learning and keeping on trying and overcoming fears and that's all of these things. So this person, I don't know if anyone can have a clue of who it is, but I'll announce it now. The Artist of the Year award for Fledglings 2025 goes to, in the USA, Susan Morrow.
Yes.
Yay,
Well
Susan!
done.
Good
Well
job.
done, Susan.
Yay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
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 Can you tilt your camera down a bit so we can see your smile, or is it a face of horror?
It's horror.
Ah!
Don't look at
Why?
She's going, what?
it. No, and I think others are so much more deserving, but thank you.
No, you
No.
are our Artist of the Year for sure.
Yes,
Well,
well
thank you.
deserved.
Well done,
Amen.
Sue.
Absolutely.
Well done.
Congratulations, Susan.
Congratulations.
We love you to bits. And
Congratulations.
we love that you keep on pushing through all the fears and doubts and everything else that goes on. And we're so proud of you and what you've achieved. And the things
Yes.
that the skills that you've built through your dedication to your learning are astounding. To see what you're achieving now compared to what you're doing a year or two ago is just amazing. We are so proud of you, and we're
Definitely.
in awe of you and what you've managed to achieve.
Very
So
well.
that's why you're our
Well
Artist
done.
of the Year.
Thank you very much. Very well deserved.
Well done.
Well done.
Great choice. Great choice. Yeah, I agree.
Listen,
Very well
Susan.
Listen
Listen
to
to
what
what
we're
we're
saying.
Listen to Sharon Cross. It's not just
Again,
not
a
just Mama
wonderful,
Jackie
great
saying
choice.
it. Everyone.
Very worthy.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah,
good.
you're our inspiration, darling.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Sue, and to all of our artists. Thank you to all the artists for entering. I hope you can see how amazing your artwork is when it's framed and on a wall. And just how beautiful it is. We also want to thank everyone for joining us on Facebook and through our event. Remember to visit and also share the website, where a replay of the ceremony will also be available within the next 24 hours. And that website again is zenartart.com/fledgling. And reminder that you can also scroll down to the bottom, down the page, and you can meet the artists and read their bios and see their beautiful faces. So also, what will happen when you go through the exhibit is you also now shortly see a plaque underneath that will for the prize winners. So you'll see a plaque that says prize winner or Artist of the Year, Grand Champion, and all those fun things. So thank you, everyone. Jackie, would you
Thank
like
you,
to say
Alice.
anything?
Lots of love, everyone. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming along
Bye.
today. Make
Thank
sure you
you.
share and enjoy that exhibition again. We're open for the
Congratulations
next
all.
week and a bit.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.